अब हामी समयलाई ढिलो नगरिकन सेन्ट फिलोमेना स्कुलको नानीहरूलाई निमन्त्रण गर्दैछौँ मञ्चमा र सबैले जोरदार तालीको साथमा उहाँहरूलाई प्रोत्साहन दिने अनि अल द बेस्ट सेन्ट फिलोमेना स्कुल। You may take your seat, please.
Wishing all the respected members a good morning. I'm honored to welcome you all to the monsoon session of the Youth Parliament 2022. The first in the list of business is the oath taken by the new members of the Parliament. Members to take oath are affirmation. Secretary General, please.
Sushri Sinora Mokhtan, who stands elected from 04 Darjeeling Lok Sabha Parliamentary Constituency of West Bengal, to take oath or affirmation. Sushri Sinora Mokhtan. Madam, would you like to take oath or affirmation?
Oath, please.
In which language?
In English, please. I, Sinora Mokhtar, having been elected a member of the lower house of the Youth Parliament, do swear in the name of God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India, that I will faithfully discharge the duty upon which I am about to enter.
Honorable members, as we meet today, it is my sad duty to inform the House of the demise of a legendary playback singer and the former parliamentarian, Shruti Lata Mangeshkarji, born on 28 September 1929 at Indore. She is considered as one of the greatest and the most influential and revered singer in India. In her musical career spanning 8 decades, she was best known with honorific titles such as the Queen of Melody, Nightingale of India, and the Voice of the Millennium. Lataji recorded songs in over 36 Indian languages and few foreign languages as well. She was the proud recipient of several awards, which includes National Film Award, Filmfare Award for the Best Female Playback Singer, Filmfare Lifetime Achievement Award, Filmfare Special Award, amongst others. For her glorious contribution in the musical field, she was honored with Padma Bhushan in 1969, Dada Saheb Phalke Award in 1989, Padma Vibhushan in 1999, and the most prestigious Bharat Ratna in 2001. She was nominated to Rajya Sabha on 22nd November 1999 till 21st November 2005. With her demise, India lost one of her greatest daughter ever to have embraced on her lap on 6th February 2022 out of post-COVID complications at the age of 92.
Madam Speaker, I rise to pay my tribute to Shri Lata Mangeshkar, whose death has been mourned by all. Certainly, it is the darkest day in the world. A legend is no more. Lataji was a melodious queen who ruled the world of music for decades. She was a crowned queen of music. Her voice shall keep ruling the hearts of people for all times to come. Madam, I would like to extend my deep condolences to the bereaved family. Thank you.
Madam, I associate myself with the tributes paid by you and the leader of the house. Lataji has such a vast repertoire, it is impossible to choose a best song sung by her. We have grown young listening to her songs, but today, in this period of grief, I remember her song, Aaj Fir Jeene Ki Tamanna Hai. I would like to associate myself and my party in sending our condolences to the bereaved family.
The house may stand in silence for a while to express our deep sorrow. You may take your seat, please. Secretary General may convey the message of condolences to the bereaved family. Honorable Prime Minister to introduce new ministers.
Madam Speaker, I have pleasure in introducing to you and through you to the House my colleagues, the new ministers. Shri Sinora Mokhtar, Minister of Road and Transport, and Shri Grazen Lepcha, Minister of Education.
Now the question hour starts. Question number 120, Sushi Sylvia.
Honorable Madam Speaker, will the Minister of Home Affairs be pleased to state? A. Is this government really committed to the welfare of Gorkha communities residing in Darjeeling and Terai Dors? B. If so, then what initiative has the government of India taken so far to address the permanent political solution as promised by a party in the Lok Sabha election manifesto of 2019 to the people of Darjeeling and Terai Dors? Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, the Minister of Home Affairs, please.
Honorable Speaker, Madam, through you, I would like to answer to the queries raised by Honorable Member. Yes, ma'am, our government is always committed to the welfare of Gorkha communities. Perhaps ours is the only first Indian national political party to recognize the contribution of Gorkhas towards building of our nation. It is a fact that when the political dispensation of the state, of which Gorkhas comprises a sizable chunk, label them as outsiders and foreigners, our party embraced the Gorkhas with both hands and acknowledged the value and patriotism.
Objection, ma'am. Yours is a party that may be full of Gorkhas that very divisive politics. We will never allow your nefarious intent to Bengal partition once again.
Honorable members, this is not the parliamentary decorum. Let the Honorable Minister complete her statement first. You may proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, ma'am. We reiterate our commitment made in the election manifesto 2019 with regard to granting PPS to the Gorkhas, as we felt that the successive experimentation in the form of granting semi-autonomous body like DGHC and GTA aimed to satisfy the aspiration of Gorkhas have been an utter failure. There used to be a periodic chaos and instability in this region, which the government of India cannot afford to percolate for long, considering the proximity of this sensitive region with hostile neighbors. Thank you, madam.
Honorable Madam, Honorable Minister is directly interfering in the subject, which comes under the domain of state government.
Honorable Minister, please.
Thank you, Speaker, Madam. Ma'am, to keep our promise of granting PPS to the Gorkhas, we had initiated our tripartite talk on first week of September 2021 in New Delhi, where every stakeholder took part except the state government representatives. But since we believe in the federal structure of the government, we could not arrive at a decision due to the absence of state government representatives. Still, our government is making every effort to convince the state government about the need to sit together in an amicable atmosphere and restart the negotiation at the earliest. Thank you, Madam.
Supplementary question, ma'am.
Yes, Miss Annie.
What is the need for tripartite talk now, considering the fact that a bumper number of 318 candidates had nominated as candidates for 45 GTA seats in the recently democratically held GTA elections? It seems that the majority of the people residing in the GTA areas are satisfied about the functioning of GTA. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, please.
Honorable Speaker, Madam, the recently held GTA election was just an eyewash.
Why eyewash? It was an election. 318 candidates participated.
I just want to
Order! Honorable Member, please take your seat. Honorable Minister, please.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Madam. I just want to say that a peaceful chicken neck region that is developed and progress to its full potential is in the larger interest of the nation. Thank you, Madam.
Question number 146, Sushi Pratigya.
Honorable Speaker, Madam, will the Minister of Education be pleased to state
A. The timeline with regard to the setting up of gender and social inclusion funds in National Education Policy 2020. B. The role of states in defining their priorities to access these funds. Thank you, Madam.
Honorable Education Minister, please.
Honorable Madam Speaker, through you, I would like to answer to the queries raised by Honorable Member. National Education Policy 2020 provides for setting up a gender inclusion fund, especially for girls and transgender students, to build the nation's capacity to provide equitable quality education to all girls as well as transgender students. The department has incorporated several interventions for the girls in its revamped Samagra Shiksha scheme, which includes providing free textbooks and uniforms to all girls at elementary level, residential schools, hostels, transport, escort facility, aids and appliances for children with special needs, upgradation of Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalayas to provide residential and schooling facilities up to class 12, separate provision of stipends for CWSN girls at the rates of rupees 200 per month for 10 months, in addition to student component from pre-primary to senior secondary level, incinerator and sanitary pad vending machines in all girls' hostels, and self-defense training for girls in government schools for inculcating skills for self-protection and self-development. Thank you, Madam.
Question number 176, Sushi Yojana.
अध्यक्ष महोदय, म यहाँ आदरणीय मानव संसाधन मन्त्री को विशेष रूपमा ध्यान आकर्षित गर्न चाहन्छु। हाम्रो नेपाली भाषा भारतको संविधानको 8औं अनुसूचीमा अन्तर्भुक्त भई मान्यता पाए बापत देशको 18औं भाषाको रूपमा परिचालन भए तापनि आज किन यसलाई एउटा सानो नजरले हेरिन्छ?
Honorable Minister, please.
महोदय, यो केवल नेपाली भाषा समुदायको सरासर भूल भ्रान्ति मात्र हो। भारतीय सरकारले पूर्ण रूपमा गोर्खा जाति र भाषा दुवैलाई सरसमान साथ मान्यता दिइसकेको छ। यदि सरकारले प्रदान गरिएको हक र अधिकारलाई गोर्खा समुदायले कतै कार्यान्वयनमा ल्याउन सकेका त छैनन्। यस्तो भान अहिले हामी सरकार पक्षमा भइरहेछ। धन्यवाद।
यो दुर्ग सत्य हो अध्यक्ष महोदय। दिएको छ भारतको संविधानले, तर केवल शब्दहरूमा मात्र। एउटा उदाहरण मात्र हेर्नुहोस् न। भारतको संविधानमा हाम्रो पहाडका सांसदहरू, विधायकहरू कतिजनाले आफ्नो मातृभाषामा शपथ ग्रहण गरेका छन् त। यूपीएससी, पीएससी जस्ता परीक्षाहरू सबै भाषामा सञ्चालित हुनुपर्ने हो, तर यहाँ त केवल अङ्ग्रेजी, हिन्दी र बङ्गला भाषामा मात्र हुन्छ। तर किन नेपाली भाषामा हुँदैन, त्यो मेरो प्रश्न छ। बङ्गाल बाहिरका अन्य राज्यहरूमा हेर्नुहोस्, त्यहाँका क्षेत्रीय भाषाहरू कति विकसित छन्, तर यहाँ त नेपाली भाषा त दिनदिनै लोप भएर जाने सम्भावना जस्तो पो छ त।
Yes, the minister, please.
अध्यक्ष महोदय, नेपाली भाषा पनि भारतको मान्यता प्राप्त भाषाको मर्यादा हासिल गरेकोले गर्दा यसलाई जगेरा र संरक्षण गर्ने दायित्व केवल केन्द्र सरकारको मात्र नरहेर राज्य सरकार र स्थानीय स्वायत्त परिषद साथै सङ्घ संस्थाको पनि उत्तिकै भूमिका हुन्छ। विगत 2020 सालको मार्च महिनामा केन्द्र सरकारद्वारा नेपाली भाषा आधारभूत संरचना विकास हेतु गुवाहाटी हिन्दू युनिभर्सिटीलाई 2 करोड रुपियाँ, नर्थ बेङ्गल युनिभर्सिटीलाई 1.2 करोड रुपियाँ र बनारस हिन्दू युनिभर्सिटीलाई 1.3 करोड रुपियाँ प्रदान गरिएको हो। मदोरीले मार खायो भने मात्र रोगको उपचार हुन्छ अध्यक्ष महोदय। तर सरकारलाई अहिलेसम्म प्राप्त विवरण अनुसार त गोर्खा बहुदल क्षेत्रकै स्वायत्त परिषद समेतले आफ्नो भाषालाई भन्दा ज्यादा प्राथमिकता त अङ्ग्रेजी भाषालाई दिएका छन्। फलस्वरूप अहिले दार्जिलिङ पहाडकै कुरा गर्नुपर्दा त्यहाँ 130वटा सरकारले सहुलियत प्राप्त विद्यालय मध्ये केवल 7वटाले मात्र पठन पाठन नेपाली भाषामा सञ्चालन गरिरहेछन्। अध्यक्ष महोदय, केवल 7वटा पाठशाला। अझै सुन्नमा आउँदैछ कि त्यहाँका अभिभावक र शिक्षकहरूको सभामा त अभिभावक पक्षकाहरूले त गर्व साथ पो भन्छन् अरे त मेरो नानी त सबै विषयमा राम्रो छ कि, तर त्यसलाई नेपाली नै आउँदैन हौ। यस्तै छ विडम्बना तपाईँहरूको भाषा बोल्नेहरूको। के यसलाई सरकारको भुल हो भन्नु मिल्छ होला र? यसैले म मेरो सम्माननीय विपक्षी मित्रलाई अरूको आँगको जुम्रा नहेरेर आफ्नो आँगको भैँसीको ताण्डवलाई ध्यान दिने सुझाव राख्दछु। धन्यवाद।
यो खेतको कुरा हो। दार्जिलिङ पहाडको सामाजिक समस्या चाहिँ यो हो कि बाहिर गएर केवल एउटै अङ्ग्रेजी भाषाको सहारामा जिउनुपर्ने बाध्यता भएको छ। कारण हाम्रो मातृभाषामा उच्चतर शिक्षा हासिल गर्नु उचित पूर्वाधारहरूको कमी कमजोरीपनले गर्दा अधुरो हुन्छ। फलस्वरूप आज हामी माध्यमिक स्तरमा नेपाली माध्यममा कुनै मुस्किलले शिक्षा हासिल गर्न सके तापनि यसपछिको हाम्रो मातृभाषामा उच्चतर शिक्षा हासिल गर्ने सपना केवल एउटा सपना नै रह्यो। यस्तै छ हाम्रो विडम्बना महोदय। यस्तै प्रताडनामा प्रताडित भई परिस्थितिको जाँचोमा पिसिएर जिउनु पर्ने स्थिति छ हाम्रो। यसर्थ नै यहाँकाहरूले अङ्ग्रेजी भाषालाई विशेष बाध्यतावश प्रयोगमा ल्याउने गर्छन्। कारण उनीहरूको नानीहरूलाई एक असल रोजगार दिलाउन चाहन्छन्। परिस्थितिको चपेटमा परेर नेपाली माध्यममा पढेर उनीहरूको नचल्ने दुई आनी जस्ता हुन्छ। कारण बाहिर कसले बुझ्छ नेपाली भाषा? त्यसैले नै बाहिरका अन्य भारतीयहरूले नेपाली भाषालाई विदेशी भाषाको संज्ञा दिई तिरस्कार गर्छन्, हेला गर्छन्। भारतमा 1.5 करोड नेपाली भाषी जनताले बोलिने भाषा साहित्य कला न्यायोचित कदमहरू उठाएका छन् त? माननीय मन्त्री महोदय, तपाईको यसबारे के कस्तो पक्षेप रहेको छ म सर्वभारतीय गोर्खाको समुदायबाट जान्न चाहन्छु। धन्यवाद।
अध्यक्ष महोदय, म चाँडोभन्दा चाँडो नेपाली भाषालाई अन्य भाषा सरह समान दर्जा दिने उद्देश्य हेतु सरकारी संस्था गठन गरी यसमा सबै सङ्घ संस्थाहरूको उचित राय र परामर्शहरू अन्तर्भुक्त गरी जति भुल भ्रान्ति छन् त्यसलाई समाधान गर्ने भरमग्दुर चेष्टा गर्नेछु। धन्यवाद।
Question number 203, Sushi Zambu.
माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, क्या सूचना और प्रसारण मंत्री ये बताने की कृपा करेंगे कि सरकार द्वारा यह सुनिश्चित करने हेतु उठाए जा रहे ब्यौरा क्या है कि मंत्रालय की योजनाओं से संबंधित सूचना आम जनमानस तक अपने वास्तविक स्वरूप में पहुंचे? इस संबंध में किए जा रहे प्रयासों की सफलता दर कितनी है और उनकी शुद्धता कब तक सुनिश्चित की जाती है? धन्यवाद।
सूचना और प्रसारण मंत्री।
सूचना और प्रसारण मंत्रालय प्रिंट, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया, सोशल मीडिया, इंटरनेट वेबसाइट, लाइव आर्ट्स और इंटरपर्सनल मीडिया जैसे साधनों का उपयोग करके अपनी विभिन्न मीडिया यूनिटों जैसे पत्र सूचना कार्यालय PIB, केंद्रीय संचार ब्यूरो SBC, पूर्ववर्ती BOC, दूरदर्शन और आकाशवाणी के माध्यम से सरकारी नीतियों, कार्यक्रमों, पहलों और उपलब्धियों पर सूचना का प्रचार प्रसार करता है। सूचना और प्रसारण मंत्रालय ने अप्रैल से जून 2022 के महीनों के दौरान सेवा, सुशासन और गरीब कल्याण थीम पर एक व्यापक जन सूचना अभियान आरंभ किया, जिसमें समाज के कमजोर वर्गों के उत्थान संबंधी सहित विभिन्न सरकारी स्कीमों और कार्यक्रमों पर प्रकाश भी डाला गया। इसके साथ ही सूचना और प्रसारण मंत्रालय की मीडिया यूनिटों ने कोविड-19 के विरुद्ध लोगों की भागीदारी के माध्यम से जागरूकता अभियान चलाने में महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाई। धन्यवाद मैडम।
Next in the list of business is the bridge of privilege. Sushi Pratigya.
Madam, a serious breach of privilege has been committed by the CBI during a raid at Sushri Achal Rai, a senior parliamentarian's residence on 4th April 2022. Achal Rai's highly confidential notes, which were supposed to be read in Parliament, were all seized by the CBI on that raid. The entire matter was reported by Indian Times, Hindustan Times, Indian Express on 5th April. Madam, I have requested you to allow me to raise a question on that matter.
Sushi Pratigya, have you given the notice of it earlier? You may give due notice along with a copy of newspaper cutting, and then I shall consider it. You cannot spring a surprise on me like this.
Yes, ma'am. I have already given you the notice of it at 10 a.m. today.
It will be examined when it comes to me. I shall consider it and let you know my decision. Now, in the list of business is papers to be let. Honorable Minister of Minority Affairs.
Madam, I beg to lay on a table a copy each of the following notifications under subsection 1 of section 394 of the Companies Act 2013. A. 32nd Annual Report and Account of the National Scheduled Caste Finance and Development Corporation, Delhi for the year 2020 to 2021, together with auditor reports and the comments of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India theorem. B. Review by the government on the working of the above corporation. Thank you, Madam.
Honorable Minister of Road, Transport and Highway.
Madam Speaker, I beg to lay on the table a copy, each in English as well as Hindi, of the following notification of the Ministry of Road Transports and Highway. Under subsection 4 of section 212 of the Motor Vehicles Act 1988, along with explanatory memoranda and delay statement. B. GSR 525E, dated the 3rd August 2021, publishing the Central Motor Vehicles 16th Amendment Rules 2021. Thank you.
Papers to billet. Now, next on the list of business is the message from the upper chamber. Secretary General may convey the report of the message from the upper chamber.
Madam, I have the following message from the Secretary of the Upper Chamber of the Youth Parliament. In accordance with provisions of rules and procedure and conduct of business in the upper house of the Youth Chamber, I am directed to enclose a copy of Farm Laws Repealed Bill 2021, which has been passed by the upper chamber at its sitting held on 23rd December 2022.
Secretary General to lay on the table a copy of the bill as passed by the upper chamber.
Madam, I lay on the table of the House Farm Laws Repealed Bill 2021 as passed by the upper chamber.
Now, let us take out the calling attention motion. Sushri Sylvia, please call the attention of the Minister of Finance.
Madam Speaker, I beg to call the attention to the Minister of Finance to the situation arising out of the effort of the Union government to achieve cashless transactions, thereby exposing the majority of our population to the risk of falling prey to the ever-increasing cybercrime and fraud.
Honorable Minister of Finance, please.
Honorable Speaker, Madam, through you, I would like to answer to the queries raised by Honorable Member. Cashless transaction ensures transparency and reduces black money formation. Cashless transaction counters tax evasions, the problem faced by Indian mass like pickpocketing and robbery can be eliminated if we switch on to cashless transaction. 45% of India's GDP is influenced by informal economy, and cashless economy forces informal sector to transform itself into formal sector. This government believes that the expenditure for the manufacture of currency notes can be avoided by cashless economy. Tourists to India have no need to struggle for physical cash. Corruption and commission culture can be eradicated by online payment modes. Today, ever since the demonetization drive of the government on 8th of November 2016, we have progressed quite a distance. Today, all subsidies and welfare scheme benefits can be directly utilized by the beneficiaries without the need of withdrawing money, thus avoiding the inconvenience. Thank you, Madam.
Sushri Annie.
Madam Speaker,
Really, I have to thank the chair for giving me an opportunity to call the attention of the finance minister for taking up the discussion with regards to the government situation arising out of cyber fraud case. In my state of West Bengal, a woman received a message of online part-time job and was directed to WhatsApp number and thereafter to an app. When she clicked on the link, she got herself registered for the job in the app for the fee of rupees 100 only. She was then offered rupees 200 in return for an investing rupees 100. The woman, over a period of some days, continued to spend the money and eventually discovered that she had been cheated of her over rupees 2 lakh hard-earned money. Thank you.
Sushi Pratigya. Thank you, madam, for giving me an opportunity to raise my voice in calling the attention of the minister. Madam, I represent the Satara constituency of Maharashtra. I have also come across reports of several fraudulent transactions in my area. The latest one is of a cyber theft to the tune of rupees 3.82 lakh from the account of none other than the famous film producer Boni Kapoor on 9 February 2022. My point is, if such a famous and conscious personality like Boni Kapoor is not immune to cyber rigging, then how the government expects to transform India, which comprises of more than 60% digi-illiterates and poor internet connectivity, into a cashless economy?
Honorable Minister, please.
Honorable Speaker, Madam, I must appreciate the concern raised by honorable members regarding cybercrime and cyber fraud. Yes, it is true that the lack of digital consciousness among the bulk of our citizens and the lack of smooth internet connectivity in remote areas have to some extent obstructed our vision of achieving cashless economy by 2030. But having said that, I must convey it to the House through you, madam, that this government is very serious and proactive to address and tackle the issues arising out of cyber menace. The present government has taken several stringent initiatives for cyber security. A national cyber security strategy 2020 is being formulated by the Office of National Cyber Security Coordinator at the National Security Council Secretariat. The aim is to improve the cyber awareness and cyber security through more stringent audits. Impaneled cyber auditors will look more carefully through the security features of organizations. On 20th of May 2022, the Ministry of Home Affairs of Central Government launched a cyber helpline number 1930 for redressal of his cyber crimes. The victims of cyber crimes can dial the cyber emergency number 1930 and can get help on an urgent basis. Further, there is a helpline number 155260 launched on 29th of November 2021 in the Union Ministry of Home Affairs to report a cybercrime. When people call cyber emergency number 155260, the details are entered in the portal and immediately shared with the bank concerned that acts to temporarily stop the transfer of funds. Madam, the intention of the government is loud and clear to strive for our goal of achieving cashless economy. अगर ये सरकार आज कुछ करने की ठानती है, तो इस काल में उत्पन्न सभी बाधाओं का डटकर सामना करने की भी क्षमता रखती है। माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, धन्यवाद।
Now, in the list of business is introduction of bill. Honorable Minister of Law and Justice to introduce the bill.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move for leave to introduce a bill. The Election Laws Amendment Bill 2021.
The question is that leave be granted to introduce a bill further to amend the election laws, Amendment Bill 2021. Those who are in favor will please say aye. Aye. Those who are against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Leave is granted.
Madam, I introduce the bill.
Now, the House will take up consideration for the Election Laws Amendment Bill 2021. Honorable Prime Minister, please.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move that the bill further to amend the Representation of the People Act 1950 and the Representation of the People Act 1951 be taken into consideration. Also to move that the bill be passed. Number 1, deduplication of electoral roll. Madam, the Election Laws Amendment Bill 2021 provides for amendment of Section 23 of the Representation of the People Act 1950, enabling the linking of electoral roll data with Aadhaar ecosystem. This aims to curb the menace of multiple enrollment of same person in different places, which will eventually help in stopping bogus voting and fraudulent votes.
Members, please maintain silence. Let the Honorable Minister complete her statement first.
Madam, this linking is in consonance with 105th report of the Department-related Parliamentary Standing Committee on Personal, Public Grievances and Law and Justice. Number 2, multiple enrollment dates. The citizens get voting rights when they turn 18. However, many are left out of the electoral roll even after turning 18. This is because in the current system, 1st January is the qualifying date. According to the bill, 4 qualifying dates will be declared, amending Section 14 of the RP Act for updating the voting rolls to include those who have turned 18. The first day of the month of January, April, July and October. Number 3, bringing gender neutrality. Madam, this bill proposes to amend Section 20 of the Representation of the People Act 1950 and Section 60 of the Representation of the People Act 1951 to make election gender neutral for voters from defense services. This amendment replaces the word wife with spouse, as until now, an army man's wife is entitled to be enrolled as service voter, but a woman army officer husband is not. Madam, I am confident that all honorable members of this House, irrespective of party affiliation, will welcome the bill wholeheartedly. With these words, I now move that the Election Laws Amendment Bill 2021 be taken into consideration. Thank you.
Motion moved that the bill seeking amendment of RP Act 1950 and RP Act 1951 to pave the way for the Election Laws Amendment Bill 2021 be taken into consideration. Sushri Sylvia.
Madam Speaker, I strongly object to what Prime Minister proposed as regard to linking Aadhaar with voter ID. Aadhaar is only meant to be proof of residence. It's not proof of citizenship. If you are in a position asking Aadhaar for voters, all you are getting is a document that reflects your residence, not citizenship. You are potentially giving the votes to non-citizens. Thank you, ma'am.
Sushi Zammu.
Madam Speaker, the bill as presented by the Honorable Prime Minister is totally unjustified in the present form. This bill, in the current form, will allow the government to profile and disenfranchise voters. Madam, linking of voter ID and Aadhaar violates the fundamental right to privacy as defined by the Apex Code in its judgment. The House is not competent to enact such laws that violate rights of citizens. It's against Putttaswamy's judgment. Government does not have legislative competence to make such laws, Honorable Prime Minister. Aadhaar has 1.5% more mistakes than the voter list. This is against universal suffrage. Madam, let me cite one glaring example. In 2018, ID cards were linked with Aadhaar database in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Later, names of at least 55 lakhs voters went missing from the electoral roll. It ultimately forced the government to roll back the decision. क्या ये सभी बातें झूठी है? अगर है, तो सच बात क्या है, प्रधानमंत्री जी?
Honorable Prime Minister, please.
Madam Speaker, माचिस की तिल्ली का सिर होता है पर दिमाग नहीं, इसीलिए वो थोड़े से घर्षण से जल उठती है। हमारे पास तो सिर भी है और दिमाग भी है, फिर हम छोटी सी बात के लिए इतनी उत्तेजित क्यों हो जाते हैं?
मंत्री जी, वाणी में सुई भले ही रखो, पर उस पे धागा डाल कर रखो, ताकि सुई के वह छेद ही ना करे, बल्कि आपस में माला की तरह पिरो कर भी रखे।
मैडम स्पीकर, किसी वृक्ष को काटने के लिए आप मुझे 6 घंटे दीजिए और पहले 4 घंटे में कुल्हाड़ी की धार तेज करने में लगाऊंगी। Madam Speaker, I have meticulously gone through the details of the draft of Election Laws Amendment Bill 2021 and took the help of legal experts before presenting the same in front of you all. I do not find any substance and do not opine to what my honorable friend sitting right in front of me and to the left of you, Honorable Speaker, Madam, spoken in the House. It is quite ironic that some leaders who have been criticizing the bill have been the part of standing committee earlier where such recommendations were made. Madam, nowhere in the bill is it mentioned that linking Aadhaar is mandatory. It is just voluntary. No application will be rejected because Aadhaar number has not been provided. I reiterate, Madam, no application will be rejected because Aadhaar number has not been provided. I hope I have answered most of the points raised by the members in course of my speech. I once again thank you all for your support and seek your cooperation in implementing the same. I now request the House to pass the bill. Thank you.
Motion moved that the bill is passed. We have come to the end of the monsoon session of the Parliament. Hope to meet you all at the winter session. Thank you.